The day that they were supposed to fight, Eric Garcia calls me up in the morning. He's like, yo, Walker's out of the fight, disqualified, do you want in? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want in. Like, not even a second question. I was like, fuck yeah, I want in. Like, this is supposed to be my fight. This is my belt. Like, this is for me. This is destined for me to happen. This was a very boxing heavy fight camp, conditioning oriented as well, but then also with wrestling. I really strategically planned out my fight camp, my training days, my rest days, my diet, what days I'm running, everything down to the T. I've made everything the best that I can to have the best capable outcome. This is the guy that is making me go through all of this stuff, so I'm gonna make him feel this pain. I'm gonna tag him in the face, bang him in the body hard, cut the angle, and that's gonna send me to the UFC.
Been over the rules. We will have a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times and follow my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves again, let's do that now. Good luck.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Moran. I am a professional MMA fighter. I am 8-2. I am fighting for the Fury FC Flyweight Championship on August 27th against Alberto Trujillo. We are 1 week out, and I cannot wait to step into the cage, and we're going to break it down today on my training camp, my life, and what is expected to come. My opponent's name is Alberto Trujillo, who is also 8-2. He fights out of California. He trains at Victory MMA, which is a very famous gym. A lot of good fighters too. Dominic Cruz, Dean Lister, whatever. But that shit doesn't matter because I train with a lot of famous people and better people too, so it's going to be a good fight. Alberto's style is a very pressure fighter. He's a short guy, he's 5'2". Body frame wise, he's a lot smaller. He walks forward, he's in your face. He's fighting a very good striker, like I saw when he fought against Edgar Chairez, who's now in the UFC. Edgar's long, like myself, great striker, but Edgar has no wrestling. So what did Alberto do the whole time? Pressure, takedown, grind him out. When he fights a good striker or a good wrestler as well, like himself, he's just going to keep the pressure on the feet, try and throw the punches, throw the kicks, mix it up well, and then shoot him for the takedown eventually. Yes, he's one-dimensional, but that can bring a lot of problems because he's got very good cardio and he's got very good pressure. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push him back, and I'm going to be pushing the pace and walking him down. Also on top of that, if he is putting the pressure on me, my angles, my footwork, my jab, my reach, my distance is going to be able to counteract his pressure, and I feel like that's going to work against him. I've noticed once you do punch him in the face, he covers his hands up very high. Our strategy for that is I'm going to tag him in the face 3-4 times, bang him in the body hard, cut the angle, stay on the outside, and just continue to pick him apart. It's kind of crazy how this fight came to fruition, which is, to me, it kind of feels like, for lack of better words, like destiny is the right word. I had a small injury back in April after my fight against Jose Ceja, so I wasn't able to accept the fight. They actually offered me this Alberto Trujillo fight. Unfortunately, I had to turn it down because I had an injury. I wasn't able to train fully like I would want to for a title fight that's going to take me to the UFC. So when I turned down the fight, they gave the fight to Josh Walker, who is somebody that I've already beaten before in the past. I was upset about it, yeah, don't get me wrong, but I didn't let it like defeat me and keep me down. It actually motivated me. And then about like 3 or 4 weeks later, you know, my injury was healed up. I was back to training, back in the gym, back in my routine. So I went ahead and took a fight for August 27th against Shojin Miki. Maybe like a week after I signed that bout was the day that they had their weigh-ins. And so Josh Walker missed weight by like 3 pounds. And then I heard he got like an IV in front of the state of Texas, right by the pool, outside the hotel, like just chilling by the pool, and he's getting an IV, and the state's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? The day that they were supposed to fight, Eric Garcia calls me up in the morning. He's like, yo, Walker's out of the fight, disqualified, do you want in? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want in. Like, not even a second question. I was like, fuck yeah, I want in. Like, this is supposed to be my fight. This is my belt. Like, this is for me. This is destined for me to happen. When I got that news, the fight camp was already started anyways. I was already like 8 or 9 weeks out, you know, locked in for this fight August 27th. So ramped it up, got back into the gym and just pushed as hard as we can just to leave no stone unturned and make sure that I've done everything possible, you know, to get the best outcome in this fight. And so here we are. So championship fights are different from a regular fight. A regular fight is just going to be 3 5-minute rounds, so 15 minutes. Title fights are potentially 5-5s. Right, so you know, 15 versus 25 minutes, that's almost double the amount of time. So the cardio's got to be there, the muscle conditioning has got to be there, and also most importantly, the mental conditioning. You know, you got to have that mindset to be able to go 25 minutes and hit this dude with all that you've got, and he still doesn't go down. And you just gotta just stay mentally laser focused 25 minutes and stay locked in. This was a very boxing heavy fight camp, conditioning oriented as well, but then also with wrestling. The one thing that we did tailor or change a little bit for this fight specifically is in the sparring, my teammates were putting the pressure on me the whole time, walking me down, trying to emulate what he does, just so I'm used to that in the cage, and the first time that I feel it is not gonna be in the fight. You know, we wanna emulate it as much as we can in training to kind of make it just feel more natural, you know, once I get there into the cage. I mean, the two that are really good at that were beating the shit out of me is Adrian Yanez and Rafian Stotts. Those two guys are putting the pressure on me and just fucking trying to make me melt, trying to make me quit. And those guys are better at what he does than what he is, if that makes sense. So if I can hang and last with them, then this guy's not gonna be able to do shit. Being in this like deprived state and like calorie deficit, like lack of food, it's fucking miserable. I hate it. But I also feel like that's what kind of gives me that grittiness for the fight, and it gives me that aggression, that anger, because I'm able to channel it and like I use it towards like the fight, and I'm like, I feel this way because of this motherfucker. Like, this is the guy that is making me go through all of this stuff, so I'm gonna make him feel this pain. Right now I'm in a calorie deficit of, you know, on average 1,000 calories a day. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes 1,200, so it just depends, but give or take about 1,000 calories. I've hired professionals to help me get the weight down. So beginning of camp, 8-10 weeks out, I'm about 150 pounds in the morning. 6 weeks out, I like to be under 145, and 150 is not like shredded at all. You know what I mean? I definitely have some fat to give. 6 weeks out, as long as I'm under 145 pounds, I'm on track. I like to break under 140 about a little less than 2 weeks before the fight. So right now I'm like 139.2. Today's Friday, 9 days out from the fight. So as long as Monday when I wake up, I'm about 138, I'm smooth sailing. You know, that's 13 pounds to get down to championship weight of 125 pounds. The day before the cut, I'll probably wake up around 134. I don't work out, I don't do nothing crazy. I'll just really do a light workout that day, cut some of the water. I'll go to sleep at 130 pounds, wake up 129 and a half, and then I'll lose that last 4.5 pounds at 4 a.m. Probably take me about 3 hours, 4 hours to get down to 125. And by the time I fight again, I'll be about 144 pounds. So I'll put on about 19 pounds, yeah. I gotta document that, bro, because I think that's also gonna be something crazy, because everyone's like, oh my God, Alex Bejeda put on 22 pounds overnight. I'm like, dude, I do that. Like, that's nothing crazy to me. Like, I'm like, should I do it? So I would take pictures of it. You'll see I make 125, and then you'll see the next day when I fight, I'm like 144. Lifting so much, the last fight, my body was very tight. This fight, I need to be loose, I need to be agile on my feet. This could potentially be a 25-minute fight. So I want to have the endurance to last that long and not muscle fatigue or get a whole bunch of fatigue into the fight 10 minutes in, right? So a lot of cardio, got my weight lighter, so I'm not carrying around as much weight. So if it does go the distance, I can. And then we wrestled heavy too. So in those scrambles, in those transitions, I'm able to keep up and dominate in that position too. Thinking back on my fight camp, there would have been nothing that I've changed for this fight. I really strategically planned out my fight camp, my training days, my rest days, my diets, what days I'm running, everything down to the T. There's nothing that I would have changed about this fight. I've made everything the best that I can to have the best capable outcome. I've grown a lot as a fighter physically, technically, and mentally. After quitting my job in August from the Josh Van loss, I grew exponentially from that. You know, quit my job, started training with Eve Edwards over there, mixed that in 3 times a week, trained more, rested more, dove more into my diet, my nutrition, my sleeping, made sure that I've done everything that I can. After the Jose Ceja fight, I had another small injury, which is the one that kept me out from taking the title fight. It kind of mentally fortified me, right? To understand what I really want. Being away from the gym and wanting to be here is what really made me understand and know, like, this is what I want to do, you know, because when you're not able to train, but your mind wants you to go to the gym and you have nothing else to do, like, this is when I knew, like, this is for me. So the aspect that grew the most, I guess, would say is the mental fortitude. You know, understanding and knowing myself better, have a deeper understanding of who I am and what I want, has really propelled me further for this fight. So quitting my job back in August, you know, I didn't quit and not have anything saved. So I had a decent amount of money saved, and that was the risk that I was willing to take. So we touched up on this in the last video, but my girlfriend, helps out with the expenses at our house. We have a roommate as well, so it kind of makes it a little bit easier for us. My dad helped me pay off my car, so really the only things that I have to worry about is just training expenses and food and gas. And I'm a simple man, like I don't buy anything crazy. Obviously I don't go on trips or have anything expensive or nice jewelry, but that's the sacrifice that I'm willing to take. I do run a side business as well on the side, so I sell on Amazon. That also does help me cover some of the expenses to where I'm not dipping into my savings. And I also have 2 sponsors now. So those 2 sponsorships that I get, they help cover me for that whole fight camp or even longer. So I wouldn't be able to do it without my girlfriend, my mom, my dad, my Amazon business, and then also my sponsors. It's a whole team that comes together to really make all of this happen. I guess my dad's gonna hop in the video, so here we are. How you doing? You good?
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Let's go, Mr. Moran.
Yes, sir. Good to see you.
Hold this right up to right there.
Yes, sir.
And you can talk to each other. Just introduce yourself real quick.
Hello, my name is Paul Moran, Paris Moran's father.
Want to say anything to Paris?
I'm just super proud of my son. August 2007, we started this journey. I never thought that we would be here. This wasn't my intentions. Growing up in New York City, in the Bronx, my mother was a Golden Glove boxer in the 60s out of Gleason's Gym in the Bronx, the original. Cassius Clay used to hold mitts for my mother, and before he changed his name to Muhammad Ali. And Jack Dempsey used to eat dinner at our family house. We were part owners of Gleason's Gym. And my mom started there when women never even thought about boxing. She was training with men. But I grew up with that environment. And then from there, I learned the importance of self-defense and taking care of yourself and having character. And that's where it bled into my son. And I just brought him in here for self-defense, basically, and it evolved into this.
That's where it started. I was just a nerdy ass little kid, so I was trying to get broken out of my shell, I was just getting not picked on or anything, but I was just really shy, long hair, and so my dad was like, we gotta find somewhere to go. We tried all these other gyms, tried Taekwondo. He paid for like 6 months on the first day. I did 1 day and I quit. I was like, I'm not going back. And then we overheard somebody else talking at Chili's about this gym here, and we've been here ever since, so 16 years strong.
16 years in August.
Yeah, it's August now, so yeah.
So pretty incredible.
Yeah.
What he's done is amazing.
And this wasn't the plan at first. The plan was just to come and get myself out of the shell and I guess boost my self-confidence a little bit, and for he and I to spend some more time together too. But now I fight, because I love doing it, and passion. I choose passion over profits, and I feel like that profit is gonna come, as you succeed. All right, so you dad.
I love you guys. It's amazing. Yes, sir.
Love
Make
you.
him look good.
We're trying our best. Love you too. I'll call you later. First, I want to thank my girlfriend, Julianne. Thank you so much for all you do. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. You're my world. My mom, my dad, the support that you guys give me is amazing. Y'all are irreplaceable. And then also my 2 sponsors, Crumpets and Notorious Jewelry. You guys are the ones that make this possible as well. You guys support me financially and just emotionally. And all of that comes into one. And that just makes me who I am today. So I am forever grateful and indebted to you guys, and it's all gonna pay off, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm made of. To the rest of my friends and family and quote-unquote fans, I don't think I have any fans, but all my friends, I will say. The support that you guys give me, it keeps me going, it pushes me, and it motivates me to be the best version of myself and to go out there and to not only get the win for myself, but to get the win for all of us. So thank you for all that you do, and let's go, let's get this W.